Hello everyone, welcome to the craft store, welcome to the Art of Craft and Crafts 2, and welcome to our brand new exclusive launch of John Next Door products. I'm really excited to be here and doing this. I'm going to say a few good evenings to Emma and Jen and Linda and Heather, Valerie, Deborah, Nicola, everybody. Thank you for joining us, whether you're here live on the Craft Store Facebook or whether you're actually joining us on I can't get this right actually, whether you're actually joining us on YouTube. I get my words mixed up so easily, unfortunately, on doing this. So what are you joining me for? What are we talking about? Hello, Michael's joining us here. So we're talking about a brand new launch. So a couple of bits of housekeeping. Absolutely everything you're seeing tonight is exclusive. The products and the deals are exclusive to us here on the Art of Craft. You'll notice we've put a link on saying where you can actually get the products from, and you are buying them directly from us. So they will be picked and packed by us at the Art of Craft and Crafts 2 and sent directly out to you. But also, if you're watching on YouTube, we can't see the comments on YouTube because I've got so many devices everywhere. I can't keep an eye on YouTube as well. So if you've got any questions, you want to ask anything, you want to tell me anything or anything like that, then you pop it onto Facebook. So pop onto Facebook and you can actually ask your questions then just by putting the word question or Q in the comments before you question, then I can see it. And I want to say, oh, thank you, Julie. Julie says she's all checked out, can relax. I actually checked the bundle just before we went to air, and the bundle is already just over 50% gone, which is absolutely crazy. So thank you if you've bought it already and you want to see what to do with it. If you don't, and you want to just see what it is first, then that's what this is all about, so that I can show you and demo. So what are we actually talking about? So we're actually talking about a brand new concept in dies from the John Next Door range. And that's what we're actually doing. And these are, I'm going to show you here, look. I've got them in packets. I never get them in packets. I'm so excited. And I love our packaging. I spend so much time on it. Because, of course, you've got inspiration on the back, but you've also got a QR code to take you to my YouTube channel. And there are 7 videos already on there just for these 4 die sets to show you what to do. But what are we talking about? You can see here, can you see on the packaging there? It says Slimline dies. And what does that mean? What are we actually talking about with Slimline dies? Well, Slimline dies are, it hit me that we make all these beautiful cards and not everyone can make a lot of them. And the entry is really expensive to start making cards with dies. So all of these fit through small machines. Absolutely every die. So you're now going to be able to have a flower plate that fits through your Slimline die machine. And all of them, not just ours. So it's not just the Crafts 2 one. They've been sized to fit through all of them. So for $32.99, which is crazy, so you're saving over £6 on the recommended retail price, you're going to get yourself a beautiful flower plate that gives you 6 large flowers, 4 small, 4 centres in one pass. You're going to get the beautiful Toscana edges, which give you a beautiful edger die. It gives you a beautiful inset die that has a separate outside edge and a separate cutting outline. So there's 4 dies in that set. And that, I mean, that looks too big, to be honest. I know I shouldn't do. But that's made on a mini machine. The fact that you can make that on a mini machine, to me, is absolutely amazing. Then you're going to get the beautiful Florentine, and this cuts in. It gives you 2 beautiful corners, and again it gives you an absolutely gorgeous strip die. Yeah, and again, I want to show you this one. I know I shouldn't, I'm going to show you the samples in a minute, but show you that card, which is a 7x7 card, is totally made, all of the panels, all of the flowers, all of the leaves, using just a Slimline die machine. Now, of course, don't forget, if you've got a bigger machine, they work in those as well. But I can finally say works in all leading machines, not just most leading machines. So that's your beautiful Florentine. Then you've got a leaf sprig. And can you imagine if you lost those little dies, again, on a strip? So that is what's so cool about this collection. And what I love so much about it is literally 4 die sets. So you'd normally be talking, the current RRP for a flower plate, for a full-size flower plate, is I think £16.50. And the leaves are about £12, and they're not even on a plate. So you're talking 60, 26. So just those two would be around nearly £30. But then you're getting 2 other full die sets with it. That's why this, to me, is such a good deal. But we have got, I'm going to take you through the boards. I'm going to take you through everything. So I'm going to show you absolutely all of the pieces that we've got and all of the things that we've got to do. But I'm going to take through all of the bits we've got to do. I'm going to demo everything, don't worry. And we're also doing an extra hour at 6 o'clock on Wednesday on the Art of Craft to go through more demonstrations of these so that you can see them. But we have got a few other different options as well available for you tonight, because it may be that you want to actually start, or you have a stamper and you're not die cutting. So if you want to get the whole Slimline dies and you want the starter set, and that means that you get the machine, which you can see behind me. Look, it's almost laid out. You get the plates, all of the plates that you need. So you get the mini machine, those 4 brand new die sets, and all of the plates that you need, not only to cut, but to emboss the dies and emboss the folders. And that's included for £75. And as our wonderful Michael's just pointed out, our Magic Michael, it's free P&P over £20. So any of these bundles will be sent to you free. No postage and packaging as long as you're in the UK. If you're outside the UK, we just charge P&P at cost. So if you want the mega bundle, you're saving at least £10. You're actually saving a lot more than that, because the machine is sort of like £50 on its own. One of our wonderful supporters or followers, Carol's just said, the website is running a little bit slow. Don't worry, there is a limited amount of this stock. This isn't a massive release, but there's plenty on there, so just keep going at it if you find the website is running slow. So you might think, oh, that's a little bit much for a starter. So what I've done is I've put you another option together as well. So again, this is aimed at people who stamp and think, I want to start die cutting, but I don't want to pay £150 for a machine, then have to buy dies, then have to buy a new card. So this one is the mini machine. And Nicola Leishman's just said the mini machine is a must. It's always on a desk. So solid and strong it is. It's not like any... I've had 3 or 4 different ones from different manufacturers, and they have literally fallen apart. One of them, from a really famous one, fell apart in 3 cuts. So you're going to get the machine, all the plates and everything you need. Then you're going to get the flowers and leaves, which is the best way to start your journey. This is genuinely the best way to start your journey on die cutting. So if you're thinking, I want to try it out, but I don't want to spend a fortune, this is £56. You're saving at least £8 on this. And you're effectively going to get, all you need to add is card and glue. You're going to get the machine, you're going to get all the plates you need, all of the instructions, and you're going to get 2 die sets. So that is, to me, is amazing value, because you're paying nearly that for a machine. So that's what's so cool. But what I want to do is I want to take you through the boards of these dies, because I think the dies are some of the most important bits of this. So I'm going to move you onto the overhead. I'm supposed to show you some samples as well. Let me show you some samples as well on here. Whilst we're on here, let me show you some of these, and then I'll go through the board. So all of the cards I'm showing you, either all of them or elements of them, have been made using a mini machine or a full-size one. So they will fit obviously on your full-size machines if you've got those as well. So if we look here, this is made on the full-size, but everything could have been made on the mini machine. And these, every single card I'm showing you in this pile, there is a video for, so you can see exactly how to make it. That's the one made on the mini machine. So can you believe that's been made on a machine that only has plates that are effectively 3 inches? That's what I think is so cool. So that's mini machine made. That is mini machine made. Everything. The flowers, the leaves, the panels, a lot, and there's a video for this. This one, everything apart from the wreath, has been made on a mini machine. Again, but you could just put the flower selection on there. This one, again, mini machine. I've got to stop saying mini machine. It's going to be my new word. But how, to me, that looks as if it's studded with pearls. It's not. It's all in the die. And it's literally 1, 2, it's 3 die cuts to make that, plus adding the flower and leaf. Yeah? These two, again, so beautiful. That's using that fabulous Toscana edge. Just makes really, really nice cards. Here we've got something simple, but again, mini machine. Think about it. If you're a stamper and you want to put something in, then, you know, you want to frame something, but you want to take your stamping somewhere else. Sarah Jane, she's running out of excuses not to buy. I'm not saying anything, Sarah Jane. I know how excited I am about these dies, but I'm not putting it on. And even this, again, all of these are all included in this die set. So something a little bit different. So let's take you through the boards. And I'm going to move on to letting you see the collection. So these are the dies. So these are the dies in the brand new collection launched tonight. And I should say this is new and exclusive, as it says on the little tag. So you can see the little tag at the top there, new and exclusive. These are only available from us here on The Art of Craft. These aren't available anywhere else. And all the savings are based on the recommended retail price of, if there's enough stock left and they go to other shops, then this is, you know, based on the price that they will be at. So I'm going to start with first. This is sort of the full set. So this one is the Toscana. And this has got in it 4 dies. So let's pull you the dies so you can actually see the size. Because we're not talking small. So we're not talking, I always found it amazing that these fit in this sort of packet. So we're not talking small dies, we're talking larger dies in there. And you're going to get all 4 of these. So I'm going to take you through what you do on each one of these individually so that you can see. So the first one is this beautiful edge. And you simply cut it into card and it gives you the most detailed pattern. And it has all little dots that punch out following that pattern on. And it gives you this beautiful edge and all those flowers all drawn by me. But also it cuts in. So you can make little pockets. So it will cut in and it's exactly 5 inches. So it's exactly the right size for making your 5-inch cards, your 6-inch cards, anything like that. So that's one edge. Your second edge is the set of dies here. So if you cut that into card, it will just give you this beautiful little finished off edge, which again I thought, as the first thing you're going to be doing on die cutting, that would be beautiful, and it will cut like a dream. And again, all these panels have all been cut on a small machine, so you can see they've all been cut on a mini machine, which you may have, but you can also, you've got a separate edge line, so you can cut a matching fluted edge to the edge of your card, or again make 5-inch pockets to slide things into. You can use just the edge on the own, make your own little cards with that one. This one, because you've got a separate die that cuts it out, you can also cut that out to mat it on, which I've done here. And because it's a separate die, you can cut the backer for it. Question, how long did this collection take you to design, John? This was actually quite a long time, Michael, designing this collection. To get that what I wanted to give you was beautiful, expansive things. Not expensive, expansive, so that you can do an awful lot with it. So the detail had to be immense in there, and it would work in the smaller machine. And I thought that was really important, because nearly all the dies I've seen for small machines are like, oh, it's a square, it's a circle, it's a blobby flower. I wanted you to have something that's going to be so nice. So that is your Toscana. Then we move on to our Florentine. And our Florentine, I love this. And actually both of the names come from some rangers I worked with years and years ago when I worked for a big high street store. So this is your Florentine. So Florentine and Toscana go together. And I made sure if you actually Google these, you won't find out which store it was because they're not there anymore. You'd have to have one of the directories to actually find them. So this gives you, again, big dies, 5 inches. So you've got at least 5 inches, but again, not too big to go on your plates. So really fits on your plate, and a lot of work. But the idea is, can you see, it's a similar range of flower to you get in the Toscana, in the Florentine. It's almost like a layer that fits on top in a similar floral design. But this one, again, these cut in or cut out. So you can go for 2 if you've got a bigger machine, just like this. So you can go for 2 and cut it, and just sentiment in that, flowers around it. Flowers are included, remember. Or you can just cut 1 in, and again, this is done, and both of these panels have been done in the mini machine. So if you want to get hold of the mini machine as well, then you can. But can you see here, they make beautiful corners, but that's a completely different shape. Again, something to surround your, your stunning stamping or your decoupage. If you're really into your decoupage, then I think this is one to really, really work for you, because you can put little edges on it and then put your decoupage on without spending an absolute fortune. And I think Sherilyn's just said, my mini machine is brilliant. Thought I wouldn't use it, but use it all the time. So many dies go through it. And Sarah Jane Kennedy's just said, only limited amount of basic shapes fit in the 3-inch machines. I now have a 6-inch machine that was gifted to me by a friend who can no longer use a manual machine. I understand that entirely, Sarah Jane. We used to start, and we had to start with a big 6-inch machine. We can start now with a 3-inch machine and get nice designs. So that is your Florentine. I then want to take you to your Belinda flower and your leaf sprigs. So I'm going to take you to your leaf sprigs first of all. And again, these are plates, and this is how I'll be doing my flowers now. But these are plates that have been designed specifically to fit in the smaller machines, but also to use the scraps of card that we have. So people might have been noticing, if you've been watching some of my other lives, that I've been doing a lot of, I've been keeping box drawers. I'm going to show you, sorry, literally drawers of scraps of certain colours. This is why, because I know now I'm going to be using them. So it gives you 2 beautiful, absolutely beautiful dies. And basically it will cut you out these sprigs, a left and a right, a large and a small, just as I normally do. But you get beautiful leaves out of them. And the idea with these is you can use them like that. It's exactly right to put a flower in the middle. Put a flower in the middle, and it is the right spray for it. So you want a simple flower doing. So you want a simple, you want simple, just one flower, and you don't know how to put your leaves. It's all done for you in that. That's what's so cool. So then I want to move on to the Belinda flower. And as I said, all of my new flowers are going to be this smaller plate. And the reason is that what you can do is we can sit in front of the telly at night with our little machine, with our little scrap box next to us, and just sit and cut our flowers and just literally turn. I don't know why I'm turning this with no card in. It's such a waste. But the idea is you could sit with this on your lap and go through like that. But I don't know anywhere else or any other company that does my level of intricate flowers. I shouldn't say that, but in a size that'll fit through the smaller machines. So, and it's named after a great friend of mine and our Leslie, our senior angel Belinda, who is an absolutely wonderful character. So I always try and make a reason for you. And you can see here, this is what you get. So this is a 3-inch by sort of nearly 6-inch 3-inch by 6-inch strip. Good evening, Auntie Kathy. We've got our Auntie Kathy, the famous Kathy Mills, watching as well. So can you see here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 large flowers. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 of the smaller flower, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 of the sort of star-shaped centres. So you can use those to give you beautiful centres of flowers like I have here. So literally you can see, or you can use them separately as sort of mini flowers. I think that looks like an embroidery or a tapestry doing that one. So really good. Oh, bless, Marina's bought the 4 bundle. Sorry, I feel really bad when people say that, but you would never believe that you'll get this level of detail and you'll get all of these flowers out of one pass in a mini machine. And that's what I wanted to achieve with this. And that's why I did it. So if you're wanting a starter set and you want to do, you've not gone into die cutting, and you always think, oh, the entry's so expensive, you can get the machine, the plates, the instructions, and the flower and leaf dies. And you can see that there on the screen next to me at £56. And that's delivered free. So that is free delivery anywhere in the UK. If you want to have the full collection and the machine, so you want to have a real starter kit. I mean, I know for a fact that over 15 years ago when I bought my first machine, it was double this price and I had no dies or anything with it. I just got some card. It's £75 and you'll get all 4 brand new machines, or brand new dies, and the machine and the box and all of it posted to you free in the UK because it's free P&P. Alternatively, if you just want the 4 dies that are brand new and exclusive, because these are only available from the Art of Craft at the moment, and at this price it's crazy. I thought it was going to be £5 more than this, to be honest. So these are £32.99 and that will get you all 4 dies delivered. Michael's just asked, am I for sale as you know so much craft? No, Michael, I don't. Oh no, I couldn't even think about that. But that's why we do all these shows and craft caves, so we can answer all the questions. And I don't know everything at all. I probably know a tenth of what our Kathy knows, you know, and other people. There are so many talented people in this world as well. So that is going to get you all 4 dies delivered to you in the UK. So it's going to get them delivered to you in the UK free of charge. And they will start, remember, it is a bank holiday, so they're not going to be delivered. They're not going to be sort of like, they're not going to be sending them out tomorrow, although I think they probably will go in. But they will come out to you, you know, as soon as they possibly can on this exclusive bundle. There is one more offer. I know I've waffled on and I don't normally talk as long. I do want to demo, but remember there are 7 videos already for this. I want to show you one more offer because Art of Craft have got some spring offers on. And this one to me is crazy. If you love the 8.5-inch guillotine that I use and you've dreamt, this is £20, and you've dreamt about having the big one. Thank you, Kathy. That is so kind of you to say. The 12-inch. So I can't even get it in. Actually, let's go on here so you can actually see here. So the 12, bigger than my head, the 12-inch guillotine, there is a special offer. Effectively, it's almost half price because you're going to get the 8.5-inch free with it. This is a spring offer. Now, I think this comes off after, this comes off after the bank holiday, so after Monday. So you're going to get an 8.5-inch, basically, guillotine absolutely free. If you want the 8.5-inch, have a look, because if you buy the 8.5-inch, you get the 6-inch one free. So there are some options on there, but I wanted to go through this one because I thought it's just such good value that it really was worth mentioning. So of course, what I need to do now is to demo. I genuinely think that's what I should be doing because that's what I'm supposed to be here for. So I'm going to go through this. Oh, that's really kind. Karen says she's watched all of your videos. Thank you. There are 7 on there for these already. So let's take that one off. So this collection I wanted to show you, and I'm going to use my sort of sneaky favourite, the Toscana, first. And I wanted to show you how we can make that card. So how we can make a beautiful card, again, using the small machine. So what I've done is I've cut some strips of card here. I've got one already cut. But I've cut a piece of our coconut white to 5 inches. And this has been cut to 5 inches by basically 2¼ inch. Simple as that. I just need to cut 2 of these. Our Nicholas said that's a fabulous deal for the guillotines. Mine arrived this week. They are all fabulous. The 12 inches a must. I gave away all her other cutters, so now she just has the 3 of ours. Yeah, no, I can understand that one completely, Nicola. So to get it in a line, I'm going to put it on the mat. And can you notice there's a little notch here? Let me bring this down so you can see. There's almost a little notch that continues. If I put that on that line, that's completely straight. So all I'm going to do is just tape it down and run it through. Michael's just said, what card packs are on offer tonight, John? To be honest, Michael, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Because I haven't actually looked, because it's been so busy doing this and getting this ready because it's a launch that I haven't looked. So have a look on the link and see what there is. But can you see how easy this is to do? I mean, and if you're worried and you're one of those people, you can pull it backwards. You don't have to. But what I love about this machine is, look, it's a long handle. So I'm not going crazy like I've had to do in a lot of the time. Oh, thank you. Trudy says she's watched all the videos today. See there, everything is cut through. That piece just falls away. Simple as that. We take it off, give it a flick, and then every piece of detailing is literally comes out. And that's what I love about these dies. And of course, I made sure that all these swirls are in like 2 pieces. So if you're a paper piecer and you want to paper piece these, you can quite easily. Whilst they're detailed, there's not too much. So what I want to do is simply glue these together. So I'm going to put it on a line. I'm going to use some power tape because I find that that is the most effective way really quickly. So I'm just going to run some power tape over. But I designed these so you don't even see a difference. Frankie saying she's got sound problems. Everything on my software is showing me going into the... I'm in the green and not the yellow. I have that now to be able to see. So what I would do is just close down your Facebook and reopen it, Frankie, because that's probably what it is. So I'm just going to line that up against a line. I'm going to line it up against a line on the other side and connect it. And can you see there? You can literally hardly see the join. This is what's great about the small machine. It doesn't seem to warp your card in the slightest. So I can now take this. I'm doing a speed because I've done this on the video for you as well. I'm just going to run a piece of foam tape through the middle, cut it off with my titanium scissors. And then how can we make a bigger card with a small machine? Well, that's what we do. We just literally cut that out, 2 pieces like that. I've then got myself a nice 5x5 square, and I'm using this sort of salmon colour from the Soft Pinks card. And I'm just going to pop that in the middle. And I think that is just so effective. That looks really, really complex. And can you see, I'll bring it close up. You can see all that detail in there, all those little dots. Let's go forward and you can see it better. There you go, you can see all those little dots in there are all little cut lines that work absolutely perfectly. So let's go overhead. So all I have to do if I want to put that onto a bigger card, so I'm going to make a 6x6 card. So I've just added a bit of foam tape on the back. So don't forget, this is just one die at the minute and a mini machine. Check my fold. I always go over as a top fold and pop that in. And you can see there, straight away, we've got a beautiful piece. Now, if I'm worried that I don't want that seam to be showing, I want something a little bit sort of different, I don't want it to be seen, then this is where we can actually use our other die that comes in this set. So I'm going to grab a scrap piece of card from my scrap box. And then still on the same die set, so I'm still on the Toscana. All I do is I want to cut them out together. And I found the best way to do this is to lay my die down on my mat because it won't move. I can then lay my panel in and make sure that's in the right place. Take myself a long piece of the tape it down, and I'm just going to put that there. Now, this, oh, look, it's a little bit unwide. So what I wanted to show you is that this is great for using your scraps, but if you want to know what size to cut it to, you can cut it to 3 inches, okay? And that will fit through. The actual aperture on this machine is 3.125, so it's 3.25 in effect, but you won't get 3 3-inch strips from a piece of card, so cut it to 2 3/4, because that way you'll get 3 of these strips from A4 card. You know me and making sure I get the best value. So all I do then, and so I'm not wasting, is put that on. See, it fits exactly on the plates. So it's 5 3/4 by 2 3/4. Take my top plate, which is the B, bring my machine in, and remember your machine has a little foot that locks it. Now it doesn't work very well on the silicon mat because it's silicon and silicon, but on a normal surface it will suction down, so it's great if you want to put it on a tray on your lap. And just run that through. And there's no real massive turning. Oh, Karen said she started doing her cards top fold now. I think they look classier. I do it top fold, Karen, because they stand up better. I do all my cards top fold because they literally stand better. They can, look, when you do them side fold, they fall down a lot of the time. They don't fall down when you do it top. So you can see here, look, every single bit. And of course, I'm not using a new machine. You know, I've had this one probably a year, the mini one, and I've used it so much. But can you see everything cuts? And what it's got is the pattern in this particular one in the Toscana is a curl. And it's a beautiful curl that cuts in. So it doesn't actually cut any card out. That's why I love using our Essential card. Erica, I've just got the whole bundle of the Craft Essential coloured card at 10 packs. And 10 packs of coconut white 3 glue glaze. Oh, brilliant, Erica. I'm so pleased. Yeah, I've got to order a whole new set of that as well. But you see there, all of that detail, it's just cut lines going through. It takes time, but it's worth it. But then, of course, because it's a separate outside line, which you never see on these smaller dies, I don't think. All you ever see on smaller dies, they have to be fixed together. So you can't get a different piece. So I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap card. I am ferreting about in my scrap box for a scrap piece. There we go. I've got a scrap piece. So again, I'm just going to bring in and I'm going to cut to 2 3/4. I don't need, in fact, no, I'm going to use that scrap piece there, because this is what's so good about these dies. So what size is my top fold card? Marina's asked. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is basically, this is a commercially bought 6x6. So it's 5 7/8 by 5 7/8. So you don't even have to have a scoreboard to make your own card with any of these dies. This is why I say, you know, this bundle, or going for the bundle that includes the machine, is the perfect starter set. If you're a crafter who's new to it and haven't invested in a die cutting machine, then don't go to massively expense. Now, what you've got to do is, everything is included. So you're going to get a flower die, a leaf die, and not one's throwaway. So these are not like the throwaway dies that we used to get included in machines. These have been designed specifically by me as separate dies to start with. So, you know, these have been designed. I'm using glue glaze to glue it because it's delicate. So I would say throw yourself a glue glaze in, as our Erica's just said. She ordered herself 3 more last week. Easy for delicate die cuts, but can you see there? It fits exactly, absolutely perfectly. And now, of course, That to me looks like a piece of broderie anglaise. Remember, you can cut that repeatedly down a piece of card if you want to, because it doesn't have the outside cutting line. That would look lovely. I want to make that card now. I want to do like 2 of those and then 2 of those and put like white behind it and really sort of set it off. So the other thing I designed on these dies was I made sure that they were wide enough to take foam tape, our standard 10mm foam tape that we all use, so that, there we go, so that you don't see the foam tape and you don't have to cut it down. So all I do then is run that in the middle. So if you were worried about somebody seeing the fact that there's a join there, use that die. That's what that was created for. So far I've only used the dies from the Toscana edges. I don't like it when bits float, it really annoys me. But we've made a nearly 6x6 card just with the mini machine. And that's what's so cool about this. So remember, you can get the mini machine and all 4 brand new die sets launched tonight, new and exclusive to us here, direct from Crafts2 and the Art of Craft for £75. Or you can get the machine and just the flower and leaf as a starter set at £56. Or if you just want the dies, the brand new launch tonight, new and exclusive, then you can get all 4 of the dies for just £32.99. Sorry, I'm laughing because that is crazy price. I normally, from a lot of suppliers, for flowers and leaves, I'd pay £32.99 for a set of flowers and leaves together. So I got so many demos prepped, but remember, there's going to be an extra hour on this, well, 2 hours on Wednesday, 6 o'clock on the Art of Craft, and then 7 o'clock on John Next Door Official for Normal Craft Cave Live. But I wanted to show you, we want flowers, and this is where we normally have a big problem. This is normally where we need, you know, a big machine. Well, we don't now, so I'm going to use the Belinda flower. And I want to cut everything. I mean, I've got literally boxes and boxes, look, of everything prepped and ready to go. But I think it's important to see that they cut. So I've got here a scrap. I got this from my scrap box again. So this has been cut to 2 3/4 inches. All I do is tape that Belinda die down. And again, there are spaces if you want to ink and colour through this. So you can colour through this absolutely perfectly if you want to. And then all I need to do is grab my top plate. And to me, this is the first time I've seen a full proper flower plate that fits through one of these 3-inch machines. So it doesn't matter which machine you've got. Obviously, I love ours because it's solid and it's metal interior. It's not like the plastic interiors that you have in a lot of these. We don't have that, but it will fit through all of the others. So we've checked them because Sammy had another machine as well. I've just had a question from our lovely Sarah Jane. No, Sarah Jane, there isn't a bundle of just the flowers and leaves on this, but we have done is put them on individually. So if you did want just individuals, you can get individuals on the Art of Craft again, which is direct from us. The flowers and the leaves are just £7.99 each. So basically a bundle of both of them would be £16, which is normally what you pay just for one set of my flowers. So we haven't bundled them together, but you can get just the individuals. I've shown you there on the side of the screen. Your Toscana and your Florentine are £9.99. Your flower, which is your Belinda flower, is £7.99, and your leaves are just £7.99. So you can put them both together yourself and get them as individuals. But you see all of those flowers straight out, and I just want to offset a colour with this. So I'm going to grab, I want something a little bit brighter. So let's go, I'm going through my scrap box. I'm not going to the piece that I would normally go to. and I picked out another scrap. This is how easy these are. This is why I say, if you've got a mini machine, use it like this. If you haven't, this is why it's worth getting the mini machine, and it's worth getting yourself one of those, is simply because you could sit in front of the telly with your scrap box with that on a tray in front of you or on the little table, and you can run it through like this. Deborah, will your Christmas collection be on the smaller plates? Right, Deborah. So far, what I've designed, all of the flowers and leaves and the foliage for Christmas this year will be on smaller plates. Yes. So, because Christmas cards we make so many of. So, yes, they've all been designed so far. We haven't been agreed as yet, but all of them have been designed and ready and tested on the smaller plates, because I really wanted to make this commitment to smaller plates and better value, because it allows us to have really fantastic flowers at a really affordable price. Yeah, so you can get them at a really, really affordable price. And you can use your scrap, because we've all got loads of it. And because, of course, I absolutely love this canvas card that we've launched. I want to get the most out of it. So, yeah, I've designed all of them to match with that. Wow, look at the time. But I want to show you on the Belinda flower, look. They've all got one of those cut lines that I do through the middle. So, look, it's cut really simply so that it's easy to fold. So, again, if you've not die cut before, you don't need to buy yourself a ball tool. So, you know how we have to do this. You have to buy a ball tool and then foam, and, you know, it starts to run away with it. You don't. It's literally all you add to one of these bundles is just card. So all I'm going to do is simply mount these over, although, remember, you get 2 of each size in here. So you make up 3 full flowers from each time you pass it through. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue glaze in the middle, and then I'm going to pick up an alternating little centre and that little flower, a little bit more, and pick up an alternating sort of centre. And you see there, you've got a very different flower, and again, you can just really get a 3D look from it, just from 2 cuts. Yeah? Oh, that's good. And someone said, can you get spare plates for the mini machine? And I missed it, but Erica's answered. She's had hers for months and are still flat. They are solid plates. It's not, I know the machine you're thinking about, who asked at first. It is not like those. These have been used for well over a year. You can see both sides really heavily cut into it. Can actually feel bits of card in that. And still as flat. So you don't have to worry. We don't do replacement plates because you shouldn't need them. So I did want to show you doing a leaf as well. I can't believe where the time's gone. I really can't. So the leaves are just as easy because it's a plate. This is a scrap again from my scrap box. So I'm just going to tape that down. And again, small mini machine. Can't believe that I'm doing all of this on a mini machine. This is what I absolutely love. So again, run it through my mini machine, and it doesn't take a lot of work. But there, straight away, a nice background or stencil, but you've got your sprigs. So let's just pop these out so you can see here. Well done, John. Very first time I do it on air, even though I've done the videos, and I managed to break one. So just pull it out. Of course, they all pop out normally when I do it normally, but of course, when I'm doing it on here, I end up breaking them. So just pull those out. I don't know what I've done. Oh, I've got some spray glue in there, haven't I? I can feel it. I've got some terrible. Let's just pull in a set that I'd already cut. So, here we go. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I wanted to show you what I meant with these when I said They're perfect for putting a flower on. So if I take that, and let's just grab a piece of white card. Let's go with one of the other demos that I've prepared. So this is just that double edge. You see here, look. If I put that on, and then put my flower in the middle, watch. It's exactly sized right. So it's exactly sized to give you the right size for the flower. If I take the smaller one, that will fit both the smallest flower and the medium flower, just like that. So it gives you leaves that pop out of your flowers, making it so much easier. So I'm going to finish off decorating my last flower here. I've got bits absolutely everywhere. I will finish by showing you a load of samples as well and different options and explain how they're made. I'm going to be able to use those and play with those tomorrow. So here I've got some flowers that I've already made up in 2 colours, and here's my leaves. And of course, by doing that, so cutting it twice, I get 6 full flowers, which is more than I'd get from one of my normal actual dies. No, I'm sure it is. I don't normally get 6 full ones from one normal die cut piece. But that's what's so fabulous about these, or I think so fabulous about these dies. So you can see here, it's really easy then to decorate. So I'm going to take one of the largest dies. So remember, this entire card is made with this new exclusive release of dies, but it's all made just with a small machine. So I've used a mini machine for all of this. So all I actually needed to do this was a mini machine, some card, some glue, and perhaps a guillotine or a paper trimmer. So, but you see there straight away, those leaves work in the sizing, and I'm just going to do it like that. I'm then going to take, again, my glue glaze, and both of these colours are from the Light Pinks canvas card pack. So 1, 2, 3 flowers. And then I'm just going to put one of the mini ones on this mini one here. But you see what I mean about the leaves just working for a single flower. But the other idea with these was, so, oh, thank you. Erica's just said, oh, thank you for that comment. No wonder you love crafting. I'm not going to read it out. Have a look, because that's lovely. Thank you. But the idea is, if you snip them in the middle, a lot of the times when you snip leaves like this, they all fall off. Watch. You get 2 separate bunches. They're connected with just one connection, so it's so easy to just pull them out. So, of course, I can still do my tucking in. I can still go, well, I need some more there. And I need some more. I'm just using the larger glue for speed. I need some more there. You see how they work with the flower, and of course I need some more there, but I don't, oh no, I don't want that big one. Again, even the small one, cut it in the centre, little bit of glue, and I can tuck that in. So it's I've never been able to make something like this ever with just a small plate machine. And that's what I absolutely love. So there we have a complete card made with a 3-inch machine that doesn't look like you've phoned it in because you've only got the smaller machine. And that's what I absolutely love. I'm going to hold this one forward so you can actually see it forward. So there we go. Can you see there? Oops, no. I lost a flower. Well, I'm not losing a flower. I should have used the 3D glue gel. Because if you want to hold something up and you want to put a flower in the right place, the 3D glue gel is the best thing ever to use for that. So I'm using my 3D glue gel. I should have let you have a look down. So I put some 3D glue gel on. It will just completely and totally secure my flower. And I now can't remember where that one was, so I'm going to tuck it in there. There we go. So show you forward properly this time. So that card, totally made just using those 4 dies there. I've actually only used 3 of those 4 die sets. And that is just $32.99 exclusive for all 4 of the die sets. So remember, I know I've not been able to show that many demos tonight. I've got so many more planned, and I've literally got, like, if I've got 5 minutes left, I'll be surprised. I can't believe where the time's gone. But I'm going to take you through some more of the samples that the girls have made, because these are absolutely stunning. So these are all possible. And remember, first of all, there's 7 videos on YouTube. Just click over to YouTube and it will show you all 7 and how to make them, including this one that I've just made. But also I will be back on the Art of Craft at 6 o'clock on Wednesday with another hour of demonstrations, and then I'll be back at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night on Craft Cave Live to do another hour. So look at, I thought this was so clever. This is one of our carols. So she's used the Toscana edge there as a pocket. She's used the other bit of the edge there to go through and to give us almost like, that looks to me like a piece of ribbon or broderie anglaise. But look how clever this is. Little tags from the mini tags which fit in the small machine, and she's cut those dies into them. How clever is that? And then of course she's added a different flower. So Carol's added here, so they're all in scale. So she's added in the stitched die, this stitched dogwood there. But look what she's used as leaves, the waste from there. Brilliant. This one, another one of our carols. How beautifully those 2 corners from the Florentine frame that sentiment. But see, 4 times round a piece of card and you've got a whole massive frame die just in that one die. This one, I nicked this idea for a video. So this is again one of Carol's. She's done this. Where's the top? There we go. So the side fold, but put the little flags on the little flower. But 3 panels, again, all cut possibly through a mini machine. The corner's just used 4 times. And again, working perfectly with the flower there. That's actually with the Tatty Gerbera to make you a beautiful card. And again, Carol, so clever, used the other Toscana edge just as an edge with the edge to make a little tuck in. And using one of my older dies, and again, our Carol's is a little bit of moss, that's how I knew who it was, with the Gerbera on there. Or this one, this is one of Carol's again. 2 of them cut really close to make almost like a corset or an hourglass or something. Stunning. That's the original on the packaging. That flower's not out yet, so we'll move that one. This is one made by our Leslie to show you how you can frame it perfectly. These frames are coming out soon, but she's framed it perfectly, but how it makes the most beautiful centre just by adding those flowers. And I think this is the old safflower. This is one of mine, because this is what I was going to demo tonight. Look how you can make the most beautiful yet simple with a card blank. How beautiful that edge works. Can you think about that just stood up like that as a place card for a party and engagement? I know we say wedding, but these days I think anniversary and things like that. You know, brilliant, you know, 60th birthday party. So that's some mini ones. Here, I wanted to show you, if, like me, you do like a bigger card, how you can do this. And I know this one's a labour of love. This is one of our Leslie's. But look, she's cut out in the colours from the autumn browns pack of cards. She's cut out the little strips and then put them onto double-sided adhesive and added glitter on the back. But how beautiful is that? But remember, you could sit with your scrap box, and I timed this, and it actually only takes 23 minutes to cut all of these in the machine while you're watching something. But again, another one of our Carols. Look, how lovely is that? But watch. Carol's cut it into a standard 5x7 card blank. So she's cut these into a 5x7 card blank, just in the front. What a clever idea. I will show you. I've got this prepped and I'll show you this on Wednesday. Here's one of our Leslies. So she's used her 7-inch frame makers and she's cut the corners in and then offset the colour, and then she's cut this 4 times. And again, I've prepped this to show you on Wednesday. So remember, Wednesday on the Art of Craft at 6 o'clock. But doesn't that look like a massive die? And look how it meets up the design. It's almost like the person who designed it thought about it, isn't it? Here's my original for the packaging, the first card I ever made. So you can see here I've used that double panel idea on top of those 2 edges and then the Belinda flower. Again, the packaging, just using that Florentine through like that and adding some of the little flowers again from that Belinda flower art, that one. Oh, Catherine, hands have come out of hiding and have managed to buy the bundle of machine. Well, well done and good luck. Thank you for getting that, and thank you. I never know. We never know what to say when we're doing it direct. We know that, you know, you're supporting us and you're supporting us as a company. And so it is sometimes very hard. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's bought something tonight, because, you know, it is wonderful, but don't feel you've got to. I know that sounds wrong, but honestly, don't feel you've got to. But can you see there, all Leslie's done with this one is just put some glitter through it. Sorry, again, on some frames. Just the flower, that's a sneak peek for something else. So many samples I could show you, but we are so rapidly running out of time. It is absolutely crazy. I've got to finish in a minute. So thank you for joining us. If there is anything that you want to get from tonight, remember, everything is available on the Art of Craft. It is free postage, over £20, so nearly everything. Any of the bundles will get that one. Remember, that limited time offer for the guillotines is worth it. So click onto YouTube. You can see the 7 videos now already. If you go onto the Art of Craft with John Next Door and Co group, the wonderful June's put all the instructions in written as well for you. And join me, if you can, at 6 o'clock on Wednesday night on the Art of Craft Facebook page for another hour all about the 4 dies tonight and making cards in the smaller machines. But thank you for joining me tonight. Take care, guys, and I will hopefully see you soon.